Have you ever noticed how your mind keeps spinning, replaying the same thought over and over until it feels almost impossible to breathe? That's the nature of overthinking. It tricks us into believing that the more we think, the safer we are. But actually, each extra loop only adds another layer of heaviness to the soul. When thoughts pile up without pause, they don't just cloud the mind. They weigh on the heart, disturb sleep, and drain the very energy that keeps us alive. Overthinking is not just a mental habit, it's a form of carrying emotional baggage that the soul was never meant to hold on to forever. That's why today we're not just talking about calming your thoughts, we're going deeper into what I call a soul cleansing. Imagine it like a detox, not for the body, but for the inner space where your worries live. A gentle clearing that helps you release the noise so your mind becomes quieter, your body lighter, and your soul freer. Take a moment, breathe deeply, and let's step into this journey together. Overthinking is more than just thinking too much. At its core, it's the mind's way of trying to control what feels uncertain. When something unsettles us, whether it's a decision we haven't made, a past mistake, or a worry about the future, the mind believes that if it turns the problem over enough times, it will eventually find safety. But instead of clarity, overthinking usually gives us the opposite: confusion, doubt, and exhaustion. Psychologists describe it as rumination, or going over the same thought loops again and again. It can look like replaying a conversation you had yesterday, imagining worst-case scenarios that may never happen, or analyzing every tiny detail until you feel paralyzed. These loops don't protect us, they drain us, they pull our energy away from the present moment where real solutions and real peace actually live. And the truth is, overthinking isn't just mental, it affects the whole body. Constant thought loops signal the nervous system to stay in fight or flight mode. That's why your chest may feel tight, your sleep may be shallow, or your digestion may be upset when your mind won't stop running. Overthinking can even distort self-image, making small issues feel overwhelming and leaving you feeling powerless. The truth is, overthinking is not a flaw in you. It's a survival strategy that your mind has learned. The problem is simply that the strategy no longer serves you. Just as we need to detox the body from what it can't use, we need to cleanse the soul from the weight of endless thoughts. Once we learn how to step back, breathe, and let those loops unwind, space opens up for calm, for clarity, and for freedom. When the mind refuses to quiet down, the effects ripple far beyond our thoughts. One of the first things to suffer from overthinking is sleep. The moment your head touches the pillow, instead of drifting into rest, the mind begins replaying the day or rehearsing tomorrow. The nervous system stays alert, as if you're preparing for battle rather than preparing for rest. This is why so many nights of overthinking end with tossing, turning, and waking up drained. Sleep becomes light and fragmented, leaving the body without the deep restoration it needs. But it doesn't stop there. Overthinking also steals energy during the day. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with rocks that you never set down. That's what mental loops do. Every thought adds weight, and before long the soul feels burdened by worries that don't even belong to the present moment. Instead of living fully, you move through life half-present, your attention split between what if and what was. Physically, the consequences show up as fatigue, tension in the shoulders, headaches, or even digestive imbalances. Emotionally, they appear as irritability, indecision, and a constant sense of restlessness. Over time, this drain on both body and spirit creates a cycle. Less energy means less clarity, and less clarity fuels more overthinking. Perhaps the most subtle cost of all is how it shrinks your sense of self. When your inner voice is drowned out by noise, you forget your own strength. Overthinking convinces you that you are small, fragile, and powerless, when in truth you are capable, resilient, and whole. Recognizing these hidden costs is the first step toward reclaiming peace, restoring energy, and remembering who you really are. If overthinking is the weight, then soul cleansing is the release. Think of it as moving from a cluttered room into one filled with fresh air and light. The thoughts themselves may not disappear instantly, but their grip on you begins to loosen. What once felt like chains around your mind can begin to dissolve into something much softer, like waves that rise and fall without drowning you. The first step is awareness. Simply noticing when your mind is spiraling gives you space to choose differently. Instead of diving deeper into the loop, you can pause, breathe, and witness it. This pause is powerful. It interrupts the cycle and creates a doorway to freedom. The second step is cleansing practices. These can be as simple as slow, mindful breathing, journaling out every thought without judgment, or visualizing your worries as clouds drifting across the sky. The point isn't to force the mind silent, it's to give the soul permission to let go of what no longer serves. And yes, for those who want to go deeper, practices like guided meditation or hypnosis can help. They gently invite the subconscious to release fears and patterns that fuel overthinking. But remember, it's not about forcing quiet, it's about allowing relief to emerge naturally, layer by layer. When you practice soul cleansing in any form, life shifts, sleep deepens, energy returns. The nervous system begins to relax into safety, and you rediscover the stillness that was always within you. Overthinking may still knock on the door, but it no longer owns the house. So how do we begin this process of cleansing, of gently moving from noise into stillness? It doesn't require anything dramatic. Often it begins with the smallest of choices. The decision to pause and breathe when the mind wants to race. A single deep inhale held softly for a moment, followed by a long exhale, is like opening a window in a crowded room. The air shifts, space returns, and the body remembers that it is safe. From there, words can become medicine. Journaling is not about crafting perfect sentences. It is about emptying the mind onto paper so the heart doesn't have to carry it all. When you write your worries down, they no longer swirl endlessly inside of you. They take shape outside of you where you can see them, and sometimes simply seeing them makes them lose their power. Visualization is another path. Imagine your thoughts as leaves floating on a stream, carried away by the water's steady current. You don't have to force them to go, you only have to watch as they move. Some drift slowly, others rush past, but all of them eventually leave. This image trains the mind to let thoughts flow instead of holding them tight. And then for deeper release, guided practices like meditation or hypnosis can be a supportive companion. In that quiet space, you might feel as though a heavy cloak has been lifted from your shoulders. Sleep becomes easier, energy returns, and life begins to feel lighter, not because your circumstances changed overnight, but because your relationship with your own thoughts transformed. None of these practices demand perfection. You don't have to silence every thought or achieve eternal calm. The power lies in the willingness to return again and again to the cleansing. Each breath, each page, each moment of stillness adding up to something greater. Over time, what once felt like relentless noise becomes more like background music, something you can notice without being consumed. And in that shift, you begin to taste the freedom of a soul that has remembered how to rest. Notice how your breath feels right now, maybe steadier, maybe lighter. That shift is proof that even the smallest pause creates space inside you. Overthinking begins to loosen its grip the moment you soften into awareness, instead of being pulled deeper into the noise. Remember, you don't have to fix everything at once. Each breath, each release is already a form of cleansing. And when thoughts return, as they sometimes will, you now know you can step back, breathe, write them down, or simply watch them drift away. This is how you reclaim your peace, not through force, but through gentle repetition. And if nights feel heavy with thoughts and you long for a way to rest more deeply, you can listen to Let Go and Sleep Deeply. Hypnosis. It's designed to guide your mind into calm and carry your body into the kind of sleep that heals. The link is here if you'd like to continue tonight. If this journey speaks to you, subscribe and stay connected for more. Carry this truth with you. Beneath all the noise, there is a quiet strength. Each time you return to it, your soul remembers how to rest, how to heal, and how to shine again. Until next time, thank you for watching.